Hi, it's book review Saturday, and today we'll be talking about a book that is important for you to know if you want to get into the role of the Chief Information Security Officer. Today marks it the fifth episode since we started the book review series, and as you know, due to the various plans we have, we decided to narrow it down to one book every 2 weeks and two books in a month. So we said on the second week of a new month, we'll be talking about a new book. And on the last week of the same month, we'll be talking about a new book as well. So that makes it two books in a month for review. And these books are books we have read. The essence we are trying to use this method is for us to have an insight of what the book is all about and tell you about the book so that you, as not just a beginner, junior, intermediate, or professional, to know what type of books you should buy that is inclined to your profession. We rate these books based on various metrics that we have at Fixed Gateway Security. And these metrics is based on the content of the book, the structure of what the author wrote, and most importantly, graphical images. Pictures, they say, tell 1,000 words. So if the books have a lot of images that describes what the book is all about, we also talk about it. So without further ado, let's just get started with today's episode. Today's book is The Business Minded CISO, also known as the Chief Information Security Officer: How to Organize, Evangelize, and Operate an Enterprise-Wide IT Risk Management Program. This book was written by Bryan C. Kinseger, a PhD holder in cybersecurity. A lot of information contained in this book is not just detailed, but summarizes everything that has to do with the role of a CISO. At Fixed Gateway Security, we call this a quick manual if you really want to know everything about CISO within a short period of time. This book contains 5 chapters and a total of about, about 140 plus pages in details. So the first point in this book as well is it's a complete summary of securing the role of a CISO and what the CISO is all about. So if you're interested in getting to know more about CISO, then I suggest you get the Business Minded CISO by Bryan, because this book is going to help you to achieve that. The second point is the Business Minded CISO teaches you on what to look out for and understanding the CISO role of the organization being interviewed for. So basically, if you're trying to secure the role of a CISO working for a bank, the job description or what is expected of you will be different from what you should do as a CISO working in a government institution or as a CISO working in a clinical environment. So this book is not just talking about the job of a CISO. It tells you the different expectation based on Bryan's experience. With over 20 years plus of experience when he wrote this book, it's not just about something he put his mind into, but also considering that years and years of experience it would take to get to that position might not be feasible for most people who are getting into the profession cybersecurity very late. But with this book, you can achieve that within a short period of time because now you're grounded on what to expect for the role. So you can now narrow down your focus when studying or when taking courses related to the role of a CISO. The third point is that knowing your role working as a C executive, as well, ask existing personnel about the job before taking the job offer in the organization offering the role. So Bryan also went ahead to describe what your role is in the organization as a C executive. So you should understand what your role is. It's not about getting the job, because in some cases you might end up getting the job and it might not be a place for you to, show your skills and talent. It might just be a dead end for you. And not just that, also, what if your peers or your fellow C executive are outshining you, trying to dull your moment, not wanting you to have the moment of excelling as a CISO in the organization? So these are the things you should look out for, and also asking existing team members of the organization why the previous CISO left. So Bryan emphasized on this, and This also boils down to your communication skills, because nobody wants to talk to an angry person or someone who is not too friendly or cheerful. So Bryan highlighted all this in this book and described it as a necessity or actions for you to take before accepting the job offer of a CISO being offered by the organization you intend to work for. The business minded CISO also talks about on establishing relationship, building trust and credibility, also known as the first 90-day rule, by creating synergy with mutuals. For example, let's say you have the offer of the CISO. Finally, it's your dream job, right? So you should find a way on how to put forward your expertise, not just having that role. You also have to find a way to express your skills. It might be assisting the vice president in, changing the methodology of their business model. In this case, Bryan gave an example, his experience while he was working, whereby he had to assist the vice president in remodeling the questionnaires used in interviewing IT personnel. And this included designing with templates and graphical representations. So, as a way of showing his expertise and contributing to the organization. So, this is one of the things about the book as well. It's not about talking the role of a CISO. Bryan also put his life work and experience into the book. For such a book that has less than 200 pages and more detailed, I could say that the book is a very exceptional book and it's good. It's not just about having the role of a CISO, but also building relationship with stakeholders, executives, and other personnel that are above your ranking or other members that work in the same group as you. The next point is that the business-minded CISO discussed about the importance of delivering your commitment in a timely and orderly manner as a CISO by not just doing your job excellently, but also being on time or being punctual when dealing with your peers and stakeholders of the company. So you have to be punctual. It's not just about being efficient, but also be punctual. So if you said you're going to deliver something or a project, you're collaborating with your fellow team member, you said you're going to deliver by the end of the week, ensure you deliver by the end of the week. If there are matters arising that you have to delay your delivery, then try and communicate this to your team members or to the stakeholders, and also try to make up for that. So it's not just about delaying, but however, when this is delivered, let it also be exceptional, as this also builds trust that you're not just passionate about the job, but you go above and beyond to make sure that everything you deliver is perfect and matches the expectation or beyond the expectation of the stakeholders or mutuals. The business-minded CISO also describes the need to understand the maturity level and placed by an organization for its existing and future budgets commitment in terms of managing its resources. And also, Bryan described the 5 maturity level, which includes the initial, developing, defined, managed, and optimizing. So these 5 maturity levels were given in details with example. It's advisable to get the book because there's a lot of information in this book and it's going to help you. Not even as a CISO, I would even advise every cybersecurity professional to get this book. As at the end of the day, you might end up, shifting away from the current field in cybersecurity you are to the role of a CISO in the future. So it's better you start getting ready now or getting prepared early so that by the time you get to that stage where you have to get the role, nothing sounds strange. You'll now be building your knowledge based on existing experience or books you've read. So get this book and read about it, about the 5 maturity levels. It's very important that you do and know about it as well. The business-minded CISO also talks about prior assessment, audit reviews, conducting refresh program, and gap analysis. So in this process, you outline information such as sample services, offering inventory. This book also talks about that and why the need for you to know about all these things. Because as a CISO, these are the things you'll be dealing with daily, not just dealing with them daily. You will be responsible for any cybersecurity impact on the organization regarding its information security. So you should know about all this as a CISO or as an aspiring CISO. with that, you can be able to strategize and plan how to ensure that the organization you're working for is secured. Also, the book talks about having insight on analysis of process being carried out by a person on your team or by technology. So you have to know about the processes, about the technology, vulnerability assessment, risk assessment. All these things are very important. Bryan also highlighted these informations and described them in details as well in this book. The next point is that further it highlights the importance of risk assessment and tailoring your approach into fitting your organizations and industry standard. Also in the book, a link of a useful guide in crafting risk assessment, which is the NIST 800-30 special publication was linked as well. You should look out those resources and how they can guide you in planning your organization's risk assessment, aligning with industry standards. The 3 points that makes the business-minded CISO unique. They are: 1, the book teaches you the importance of keeping up with the trend in modern times. To secure a job as a CISO, this includes being friendly and cheerful, as modern relationships are a necessity for this role, as this is not the gig era. So this is not the era where everyone has to be book-minded, strict, seriousness, having this mean look, just like it's about the job. Yes, it's true. While organizations are interested about your performance, nobody wants to have an environment where the performance is of minimal or there is no unity in terms of collaboration. People would rather have 500 happy staff on their team than having 100 smart staff on their team. Because if someone is happy, they are able to work. That's been proven by experts. And if they are grumpy, they are able to work, but their vision will be limited. So I am Mr. A and I cannot interact with Mr. B. So whatever I know is just going to be based on what I know and not what Mr. B knows from his own perspective, which might be a very good suggestion that might help us, build a strong infrastructure for the organization we work for as a team. So keeping up with the trend as well is important. That's the only way you can shift from the era of lesser social interaction to a more modern social interaction. The second point is that it summarizes the process right from the interview, what to look out for when you're seeking the role of a CISO, in terms of the organization not presenting a platform for you to grow, being overshadowed by other teams as we previously described, and most importantly, the maturity model put in place by the organization in managing its existing program maturity. So if an organization doesn't have a good maturity model, that's a recipe for disaster, because you're now left with working and working and working and working and working, fixing a lot of things with limited resources. And there's a saying that it's better not to have a job than having a job that drains you. The essence of working is to make money or make a living and take care of your family and have a good life. But at the same time, if what is supposed to be a source of life becomes a source of your exhaustion, so it's advisable not to go through that path. So always look out for these informations, as they are very important. Like we said previously, the job description or role of a CISO is not a walk in the park. It comes with a lot of demands. So if you don't have that idea or in-depth knowledge on the demands, then you'll be on it for a long ride, which might not be a very good outcome. The last point, or the third point that makes the Business-Minded CISO a unique book, is that it summarizes every vital information in charts and diagrams, organizing your program, and security tips. So all the tips, all the description that Bryan gave in this book, the most important informations were described with images. So these images are exactly what you should be, or the structure of what your diagram should look like, or similar to what your diagram should be in terms of the risk assessment. There's a tabular form for that. Also, other diagrams as well, like the maturity levels that has about 5 levels, were also listed in a tabular format, describing each with a detailed description and example as well in a tabular format. So this book is a good one, and it's a recommended book for every cybersecurity professional and also everyone who is aspiring to be a CISO officer. So on rating this book for this week, as a CISO, understanding what is expected of you is not just only from a technical point of view, but also treating the role from a business perspective. This is what the Business Minded CISO is all about, making this book deserving rating of 4.98 over 5.0. So it's an exceptional book and very amazing book. And we hope that you will find the book interesting and have more insight about what we describe. But I've gone into details about this book as well, but it wouldn't be a good idea to tell you about this book without you buying it. The essence of the author writing this book is for selling, right? So we are not going to tell you in details more than this we have described today. Also, please do not forget to go to our website. Head down to our website, fixitgateway.com, as shown in this video. Click on the store section, scroll down, and go to the book section and click on buy now on Amazon. By so doing, we'll be able to earn a little commission and as well be able to put on the table of the author of this book. So our way of helping you is reading these books, then reviewing them. If you know you've not gotten the book and you intend to buy it, or you know someone who might be interested in such books, then do not hesitate to introduce them to our website. And whatever discount that comes from the affiliate will also go to you as well. So maybe a regular buyer might be debited of some money that is exceeding the price you get from affiliate sellers. So that's it for this week's episode on the book review series. Please do not forget to give us the goodies, which are the likes, by tapping that thumbs up button, subscribe by tapping that subscribe button, and click the notification bell to get the notification bell turned on so that you'll be the first to get notified when another episode of the book review series drops.